Save more.
Welcome back. All 117 Schnucks locations are participating in a campaign that benefits the Folds of Honor Foundation. It's called Roundup at the Register. And here to talk about the importance of that campaign is Rocky Sickman. He was a young Marine who spent 444 days as a hostage in Iran. Welcome back, Rocky.
Thank you, Dana.
Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for your service.
No, it's my honor, and working with Schnucks to make sure that people know that freedom is not free it's an honor for me to be here.
How do you continue to share your story today?
You know, we get really wrapped up when we forget that less than 1% of the population is serving the war on terrorism. So this weekend, as we're eating a hot dog from Schnucks and drinking a Budweiser, people are going to forget that there are people serving our country, and the families are back home. So Folds of Honor provides scholarships to families of fallen and disabled. We want to make sure that people never forget that their sacrifices, and we make sure that we take care of them when they come home.
We were talking in the commercial break. Your kids are grown and life is good, and you're traveling all over, talking to people and young people about everything that happened to you.
You know, it is a story, and it's a story that happened to me, and, you know, my parents, and as I asked you earlier, you have children. How do you ever go to work knowing that your loved one is being held hostage? And my parents had to do that for 444 days. In fact, the story is that I put Krakow on the map, you know, my poor parents, but it was difficult. And you know what? It's serving our country. My parents taught me three things: love of family, love of faith, and love of country. And these are things that I try to instill to my children because it's a new demographic of people. My children are older now, and they have children, so I want to make sure that they understand what that flag represents.
And your daughter actually read about you in her history book in school.
She did, yeah. We were down in southern Illinois, and she was going to a little Catholic school, and she came home one night and said, "Daddy, will you come talk to our class?" And I looked at my wife, and I said, "Hannah, why?" And she gets up and goes to her book bag and gets out the little book, and she comes back with the little brown bag that we had gotten from the grocery store to wrap that book with, and she opens it and she goes, "Because we're learning about you."
Wow.
And never knew that I'd be in a history book. So it's one of those things that you take it, and you know, I've worked 34 years with Budweiser, and now with Folds of Honor, continuing that mission, and it's just an honor to help educate people about freedom and what that flag represents.
And if you want to help, you can just round up at the register. It's that simple.
Schnucks has got 117 stores. People can go out there as they're buying their supplies for this July 4th and round up and support Folds of Honor.
Thank you so much, Rocky. This is my second time interviewing you here in St. Louis, and it's an honor.
Thank you, Dana.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for KSDK for all that they're doing to help educate what Folds of Honor is all about.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You have until July 4th to round up at the register. And